For years, the repair shop has touched millions with its emotional transformations, where time-worn treasures are brought back to life and forgotten memories restored. Viewers call it magical, heartwarming, even healing. But behind the gentle smiles and touching reunions, something deeper has been brewing. And now, Jay Blades, the heart and soul of the show, has finally broken his silence. What he just revealed has stunned fans everywhere. Is this the end of an era? Or is there more to the repair shop than we ever imagined? Stay with us, because what you're about to hear changes everything. From overlooked beginnings to national treasure, Jay Blades' journey is a masterclass in resilience, purpose, and passion. Long before his name became synonymous with the repair shop, Jay was just a young boy shaped by hardship, driven by heart, and fueled by his hands. Raised in a world where nothing came easy, he learned early on that true value isn't found in what's new, but in what's worth saving. Even as a child, Jay felt drawn to the broken and the worn. Whether it was an old chair missing a leg or a table scarred by time, he saw potential where others saw waste. What began as quiet tinkering became a lifelong calling. Over the years, he perfected his craft, not just as a furniture restorer, but as a storyteller of forgotten objects. It's this unwavering spirit, this love for giving second chances, that eventually led him to the workbench of the repair shop, and into the hearts of millions. Jay Blades didn't just fix furniture, he mended hearts, rebuilt memories, and breathed life into history. Quietly, behind the scenes, he was building more than a reputation, he was building trust. His hands repaired what was broken, but it was his soul that understood what those pieces truly meant. In every worn-out chair or dusty heirloom, Jay saw the people, the stories, the emotions attached, and he treated them with the reverence they deserved. It wasn't long before his compassion and authenticity began to shine far beyond his local workshop. When the repair shop was conceived, it wasn't just a show, it was a movement. At a time when fast-paced entertainment dominated screens, this series slowed everything down and invited us to care. Ordinary people brought in their most treasured family items, and Jay, standing humbly yet confidently, became the bridge between past and present. His presence wasn't just that of a host, it was that of a healer. Jay's warm connection with both expert craftsmen and emotional guests created a sanctuary where viewers felt seen, heard, and hopeful. Over time, he didn't just become the face of the repair shop, he became a symbol of restoration itself. A reminder that in a world full of throwaway things, some stories are worth saving. Jay's story was inspiring, he was someone who had overcome problems and found a place where his skills and heart could shine. His background made him relatable, and his genuine enthusiasm for the craft made it easy for everyone to understand. When people watched Jay, they felt like they were part of a family, seeing not only things get fixed but also lives and relationships get fixed. Beyond his technical skill, Jay brought joy and lightness to the screen with his laughter, encouraging words, and thoughtful presence, which made moments feel personal and real. People watched to see old things fixed, but also to experience the warmth and humanity that Jay and his team brought to every episode. He was the link between a diverse group of skilled restorers and the stories of the families who trusted them. As the years went by, Jay's influence grew. He didn't just fix furniture, he helped fix relationships between generations. People often said that seeing someone care so deeply about their memories made them value their own family heirlooms differently. The show's success and Jay's lasting popularity were built on a feel-good story, but Jay's journey had many twists and turns. The warm and uplifting story that fans had come to love was about to be put to the test. While Jay's early years and rise to fame made for a heartwarming story, his next move would bring problems that would change everything for him and the show that had become so closely linked to his name. Since the start of the repair shop, Jay has become. He was more than just the host, he was the link between the skilled craftsmen and the people who trusted the barn with their most valuable heirlooms. Over 7 seasons, Jay's presence became a symbol of the warmth and authenticity that made the show a must-see for millions. The repair shop was all about those quiet, meaningful moments when something broken, forgotten, or worn came back to life, and Jay was always there to guide the experience. His ability to make guests feel at ease helped. Many people talked about how much their items meant to them emotionally, which turned the show from a simple restoration show into a celebration of community and memory. One thing that made Jay stand out was his genuine interest in the stories behind each piece. He listened carefully, never rushing, and always showed respect for the memories involved, whether it was a wedding dress from decades ago or a broken-down wooden toy passed down through generations. Jay treated every item as if it were priceless. Jay was loved by both viewers and guests because he was passionate about history and family. His contagious enthusiasm also led to moments of joy and laughter on the show. His easy humor and friendly banter with fellow restorers brought a lightness that balanced the sometimes sad stories. Fans often remember his smile, how he encouraged the craftspeople, and how he celebrated the final reveal with heartfelt applause and tears. Many iconic moments helped define Jay's legacy on the show. Jay helped restore a loved military uniform for a guest whose grandfather had served in World War II. Watching the guests connect with their family history through the careful restoration was deeply moving, and Jay was right there to share in the respect and pride. In another unforgettable episode, Jay worked with expert restorer Will Kirk to bring a family's childhood piano back to life. The restoration process was meticulous, but what stood out was seeing the family's faces light up when the piano was played again. The sound of the instrument playing again brought back memories and new beginnings. Jay's excitement made everyone want to cherish those moments. Over time, Jay also became a mentor on the show, teaching not only skills but also life lessons. His story of overcoming hardship inspired many, and his ability to find joy in creativity made people look at their own lives in a new way. For Jay, the workshop wasn't just a place to fix things, it was a place for healing and hope. Many people around the world found comfort in the repair shop, which served as a reminder of the power of kindness and connection. Jay's presence was a steady anchor, providing reassurance and a sense of normalcy in the midst of chaos. Even as the show became more popular, Jay stayed true to the values that had brought him here in the first place. His down-to-earth personality and dedication to being real made him relatable and trustworthy, which helped him build a loyal fan base who saw him as more than just a mechanic. As a TV personality, he was a role model for strength and kindness, but despite his success and praise, the pressures of public life were always present. The spotlight, which had once seemed warm and welcoming, started to cast shadows. The man who inspired so many was also dealing with tough personal issues that would soon become very public. Jay had a huge impact on the repair shop and its viewers. They saw the highs, the memorable moments, and the deep emotional connections he helped to build, but the tone changed in a way that no one could explain. Those who knew him well could see the struggles that would soon overshadow his fame for kindness and craftsmanship. Jay's personal and professional journey shows how he rose from tough beginnings to become a symbol of hope and creativity for many people before the show. Jay's life was marked by struggle and resilience. He grew up in a tough environment and overcame problems that shaped his outlook on life. His early experiences taught him the importance of community and support, which he would later bring to his work on TV. While working at the repair shop, Jay not only fixed things, but he also fixed people's lives, including his own. The show gave him a chance to share his interests and skills with a large audience and to show that life isn't defined by where you start, but by where you choose to go. His honesty and humility struck a chord with viewers, especially those who felt ignored or undervalued. Jay's role went beyond host to include author and ambassador. He wrote books. He became a voice for mental health awareness by talking openly about struggles that are often hidden. His honesty helped break down stereotypes and encouraged others to get help and support off-screen. Jay was known for being kind and generous. He often took time to visit communities and schools to teach craft skills and encourage young people to explore their creativity. These visits weren't for fame, but for the good of others. Giving back a reflection of the values he held dear. But being in the spotlight meant being watched closely, and sometimes the personal was forced into the public eye. Expectations on Jay grew, and the line between his private struggles and public persona became more and more blurred. Cracks also started to show in his personal life as the pressures of fame and private problems eventually led to chaos. What started as private struggles turned into public scandals, and Jay's carefully built reputation faced serious problems. His accomplishments can't be denied, but neither can the problems he faced: charges, removal, and a media storm. The story took a sudden and troubling turn that shocked fans across the country. Jay Blades, the friendly face and heart of the repair shop, suddenly found himself at the center of serious allegations that threatened everything he had built. It started out quietly but quickly got worse. He was charged with controlling and coercive behavior against his estranged wife, a charge that had effects that went beyond his personal life. The accusations showed a disturbing pattern of emotional and physical abuse that went on for over a year. These accusations were very different from the nice persona that many people had come to associate with him. When the news came out, broadcasters reacted right away. The BBC quickly pulled all scheduled episodes of The Repair Shop featuring Jay from its primetime slots. Upcoming specials and related programs were either delayed or cancelled altogether. The network had to decide how to keep the popularity and integrity of. While the BBC dealt with the serious allegations against one of its most popular stars, viewers noticed Jay's absence right away. The show's familiar face was missing from promotional materials, and it was said that the BBC was looking at other cast members to fill his role. Craftsmen who had been part of the Repair Shop family for a long time were quietly mentioned as possible replacements, but no official announcement was made right away. Jay's absence had an effect beyond TV. He was also taken off of the. There was a live event called the Repair Shop Tour that went around the UK to celebrate the success of the show. It was clear that the producers wanted to stay as far away from the controversy as possible. More projects involving Jay were halted or cancelled. For example, Channel 4 cancelled the planned sequel to his travel series with Dame Judi Dench called The Odd Couple, and Channel 5 cancelled his documentary, A Country House Through Time. These actions showed how seriously broadcasters were taking the allegations and protecting their brand. Jay's personal life was all over the tabloids. His ex-wife announced the separation earlier that year, calling herself very broken and pointing to problems in the marriage. The charges against her described behavior that reportedly had a profound effect on her well-being. As the allegations spread, public opinion began to change, and Jay's warm image began to break down. Behind the scenes, Jay was fighting legal battles and intense media scrutiny. Reports of him hosting late-night DJ sessions online were a move that was. As the crisis got worse, Jay's social media presence became spotty and carefully managed. For the BBC and the Repair Shop producers, repairing the damage was the most important thing. They were disappointed but stressed how important it was to follow the law and protect the show's integrity. Jay's fall from grace was quick and painful, leaving many fans confused and sad, but even in this dark time, there were signs of strength. Professionalism. The show's crew and craftsmen kept working hard to keep the spirit of the Repair Shop alive without its longtime leadman. The barn, where so many stories of restoration and healing took place, remained a symbol of hope even though the man who had been at its center was no longer there. What would Jay say next? How would he deal with the aftermath? Up until now, many people thought he would feel betrayed or hurt, but his next move was anything but expected. Jay breaks his. Fans are shocked when Jay Blades finally speaks out about the Repair Shop. It's time to tell the truth. I don't want to talk about my trial, but I want to say everything about the show. Despite the storm that was going on around him, Blades chose a path that surprised many. Instead of staying quiet or angry, he spoke openly about the Repair Shop and the team behind it with nothing but respect and affection. For Jay, the Repair Shop has always been more than just a job. It was a source of joy, healing, and family. Jay had been honest about what the show meant to him, calling it a place where kindness, community, and creativity came to life. Jay talked about how the show made him feel like he belonged and how satisfying it was to see people reconnect with their cherished family heirlooms and see the joy on their faces as memories came flooding back when a beloved object was restored. For Jay, this was more than just craftsmanship, it was about healing and connection. He affectionately called the workshop, the barn, and how the team shared a family life behind the scenes. Jay respected and valued the skills of his co-workers and said that it was their combined experience that gave the show its authenticity. Even after being fired because of serious accusations, Jay was polite when he talked about what happened. He didn't lash out or show anger. Instead, he thanked the repair shop for the chances it had given him and the friends he had made. He also acknowledged the show's effect on his life, saying that it had changed him in many ways. Support and understanding when he needed it the most. This attitude surprised many fans, who were expecting anger or bitterness. Instead saw a man dedicated to the show's values, despite his own problems. His respect for the craft, the team, and the viewers was clear. Jay's connection to the repair shop comes from the skills and knowledge passed down by the experts in the barn. He often talked about how important it was to keep traditional crafts alive and teach them to new generations. Jay said that the show's focus on kindness, community, and emotional stories made it a special place on TV where people could feel comfort and hope. As host, Jay brought warmth, enthusiasm, and a personal touch that made the stories come alive. Even when Jay was going through hard times in his own life, his love for the show and its mission stayed strong. He talked about the repair shop as a family that had accepted him for who he was, including his flaws. Despite their differences and struggles, Jay spoke so fondly about his time on the show. His reflections showed fans the man behind the headlines, someone who valued connection, creativity, and kindness above all else. They also left many people wondering what his future held and whether the door to the repair shop could ever open again. Jay's silence was broken not with defensiveness or denial, but with heartfelt appreciation. His words serve as a reminder of the complex nature of public figures and how they can be deeply flawed and deeply human. Recovery and the road ahead. When Jay Blades finally broke his silence and spoke about the repair shop with warmth and gratitude, the spotlight shifted once more, but this time with a mix of reflection, uncertainty, and cautious hope. Immediately after the news of Jay's charges and removal from the show, many fans were torn between their loyalty to him and their love for the show. Some people felt better after hearing Jay's nice things about the show and how he had helped people over the years. However, social media and fan forums were full of debates and discussions. Some people were upset and angry about Jay's personal situation, feeling let down by it. Others stressed separating the person from the show, focusing on the happiness and comfort it brought them. The Restore shop had delivered them regardless of contemporary events. Jay's heartfelt reflection helped many to see the person in the back of the headlines as more than the debate behind the scenes. The BBC and the show's manufacturers persevered to manage the delicate balance among respecting prison procedures and retaining the integrity of a cherished program. The pressing elimination of episodes proposing Jay had disrupted schedules and plans. However, the crew moved speedy to awareness on the other proficient craftsmen who had been a part of the show for years. Will Kirk and Dom Chania, amongst others, had been increasingly more spotlighted as capacity anchors to carry the show forward. Fanatics noticed a subtle shift in promotional substances, highlighting their abilities and personalities extra prominently. This changed into part of a careful strategy to hold the coronary heart of the show without Jay, who had been its face for good. Jay himself remained really within the public eye but shifted recognition. The nighttime DJ classes and online streams have become a way for him to connect to supporters on his very own terms. This new extra, non-public engagement confirmed the aspect of Jay that became breakaway his TV personality, casual, candid, and perhaps looking for a clean begin. Meanwhile, the criminal procedure movements ahead and Jay's case keeps to expand within the court. This adds a layer of uncertainty to his public lifestyles and any potential return to TV. Broadcasters and manufacturers remain cautious, emphasizing the significance of due manner and the sensitivity of the scenario. Looking ahead, it's clear that the repair keep will evolve. The display has weathered demanding situations earlier than, however, in no way a problem pretty like this. Its middle issues of recovery, kindness and network stay intact. However, without Jay, it faces a brand new chapter for Jay. The future is less clean but now not always closed. His love for the show and the craft stays, as does his reference to enthusiasts who don't forget the warmth and pleasure he delivered. Whether or not this translates right into a go back to TV or a one-of-a-kind path altogether is but to be seen. What stands out is the resilience of anyone concerned. The group on the Restore, save the fans and Jay himself, each need to navigate the complex feelings and realities that include public scrutiny and personal challenges. Jay's silence was broken with honesty and affection, and now the story turns towards recuperation, reflection, and the unsure street ahead. The Restore Keep keeps evolving with its craftsmen and network, even as Jay's journey reminds us that at the back of every headline is someone, a person with struggles, hopes, and the hazard for redemption. As visitors regulate to the new dynamic the legacy Jay helped construct lingers in each restored object and shared reminiscence. The direction ahead may be uncertain, however the echoes of his contributions nevertheless resonate. Time will tell whether reconciliation or reinvention defines the subsequent bankruptcy for Jay in the display. Should Jay have been saved on the display regardless of the whole thing? Let us know inside the comments.